Hi gamers, welcome back to the channel. Mezzo here. Today we're going to continue our series looking at the default subs available on Barotrauma. And just something I should add is each time I look at these subs I start the campaign, because I wanted to test a theory that you can actually select any sub to start the campaign. You don't need to build up, say, from the Dugon and then continue upgrading. So you can start in any sub, which is good to know, because I think whilst it's nice to switch subs out, if you do have a sub in particular or a style of play in particular that you want to choose, it's good to know that you can just pick that sub from the get-go and then just start upgrading it in the stations, which I've shown you on my solo playthrough with Captain Barbara. So today we're looking at a bit of an interesting sub. It's different. It's the only one of its type in the default category. We've looked at scouts and attack subs so far, and this sub is the R-29, or the Big Red, and it's a transport class. So I'm going to be really interested to walk around this and have a look at exactly sort of what that means. The spiel here says the R-29 is a heavyweight transport ship. While not terribly well armed against Europa's underwater denizens, it has been retrofitted with powerful electric discharge coils, originally designed by Rav2N. Okay, so the crew recommended size for this is 5 to 9, and it's definitely recommended for an experienced crew, so not something I'm going to be sailing anytime soon with my skills. The purchase price, if you were to buy it outside of starting it in the campaign, is 14,500 marks. Its horizontal speed is not very fast. In fact, it's one of the slowest subs, next to the Beryllia, which I haven't covered yet, and the Remora. Although we might look at the Remora soon, because that's an interesting looking sub too, but stay focused, Mez. So it's 16 kilometers an hour horizontal speed and a really slow 9 kilometers an hour descent speed. I feel that this should say knots rather than kilometers, being nautical. The weaponry, and we'll look at that in more detail in a sec, consists of one coil gun, which is pretty pathetic. But as it said in the spiel there, it's got 2 electrical discharge coils and no depth charges. So I guess you're highly reliant on frying fish as you swim through. So let's have a closer look at this in person. Oh, by the way, before we flick off this one, I think that's the gun there at the back. So you're really just going to be shooting stuff that's chasing you and trying to get away from them as quickly as possible, obviously with the understanding that you're not very fast. So first of all, let's get Franklin. Can you go and switch on the reactor, mate, so we can have a little bit of light when we get down there? Thank you. Oh, here he comes. Woohoo! Oh. He was going fast and he hesitated. Okay, so let's get into the sub. So here we are on the top deck, and straight away we can see there's a wall there, so nothing too exciting, but I anticipate that the way you come into this sub to the station is potentially also the way you get out. So it's clearly not been designed with I shouldn't speak too soon, but it looks like it hasn't been designed with exploration in mind. So I wonder if you get heavier transport missions as you move through the game. I mean, that's quite interesting. I like the idea of that. I'm not that wouldn't be very interesting to watch, but I kind of enjoy delivery missions on this game, just surviving the fishies as you go and then dropping off at the stations. It's kind of fun, but let's not get distracted, as I said a minute ago. So here we are, we're looking at this sub. Let's focus on that, Mez. So a lovely big window or port out there to look at the sea ahead of you. Here's the control area. You can discharge the calls from here. So whilst it needs a crew of 5 to 9, I guess from a solo player perspective it's pretty easy to control, because you're going to be sailing through here and just frying fish every time you get a ping on telling you that there's something to approach. And again, I must get that episode going where we look at the weapons. Got a little vault here, heaps of ammo and guns, which is great. Not sure what that sign is there. I guess it's just saying that's the command room. 4 dive suits, which, to be honest, I'm not sure what you need if you're not going to be doing much exploring. It's got a real different look about it, this sub. Quite more organised, I guess. Here's the oxygen, or clean, perhaps is the word I'm looking for. Here's the oxygen generator. It's got sort of a decent supply of tanks there. Yeah, look at this. It's all very organised and almost merchant navy kind of look and feel to it. So loads of storage, including clown costumes. So maybe that's the other thing. Maybe you could be pillaging wrecks and just storing gear here and selling it on. Lots of posters as well. Oh, and painting equipment. Alright. So that's the latest they've added in a recent patch, painting and cleaning. So I guess they're anticipating you to be doing a lot of sailing with that much activity. Heaps of storage. We've got a fabricator, we've got a deconstructor, and then a huge battery bank here. I mean, I kind of like it. It looks cool. We will go down here while we're here. So down into the so we're on the second floor there. We're in the third floor now. More diving equipment here, which is interesting. Maybe they're anticipating having to fix the ballast, and they're just providing guys with the ability to do that, having dive suits. That's one ballast there. And then here we are going down into... Ah, okay, cool. So I tell a lie. So you can drop out the bottom of the sub as well. Interesting. Yeah, so it says transport, but you could definitely be doing a bit of scavenging along the way, turning what you find into gear and selling it on, which I guess you can do in all subs, but this one seems to be fairly well kitted out for storing heaps of gear, so you can spend a lot of time at sea. Alright, we looked at this, and also I like these signs. They've got different ways of showing where stuff is in these ships. In the last episode I looked at the Typhoon and it's just got it's kind of written on the wall, as this one uses more sort of graphical signs, which is nice. Alright, so let's go out to the back here. More storage. Man, this sub's kitted out. Here's the only rail gun at the back, so again it's just sort of a tail gun protecting it from anything that's chasing it. A small medical room, no fabricator here, but some supplies, and crew quarters, which is nice if you're playing multiplayer mode, so you can store your gear in there. Alright, let's go back over here and we'll head down to, I suppose, the reactor and the engine. I guess that's what that's saying. Shame this sub's not a bit faster. So we'll start off looking over this way before we go down. Loads of TV screens here. Some are looking like they need a bit of repair. Wow, it's dark in here. You can go down again there. What have we got here? Cabinets. Just so much storage. What's that? Searchlight. Can we put that on? Okay, I'm not sure why that's there. More storage. It's just a big sub filled with not much, and that's straight through to that area there. Okay. And this down here is the cargo area, loads of crates, and just a big storage area. So clearly it is, as it says on the tin, a transport ship. And it'd be interesting to see if they actually bring... Can we get into those areas? I mean, I doubt we can. No, it's really just aesthetics. But it'd be interesting to see if they do bring more purposeful missions on for certain ship types, kind of like an Elite Dangerous or any one of those games. And the devs have talked about the next big update having a real sense of progression, so it'd be interesting to see what they do with that. It's really exciting to see where this game's going. Here's Franklin, he's at the reactor, and down there we've got the rather small, oh, it's not small, it's a pretty decent size engine. So there you have it. That, in a nutshell, is the Big Red. What's in here? Oh yeah, all your engineering gear. So there we go, guys. I'll leave that episode there. I think that was the ballast, wasn't it? Yeah. So I think we've done a tour of the ship. To surmise, very clearly a transport ship. Very little in the way of armaments. Heavily reliant on its electrical coil. But I don't know. Kind of an interesting look and feel to this ship. If they start to develop more of the transport type missions, and maybe that will happen as I progress in the campaign. Maybe you'll need to start carrying more and more gear. Certainly carrying it down the bottom there, if there is any problems, it's going to be containable. This ship might be the go if you can manage to survive the horrendous creatures in the depths that tend to be attracted to these metal lumps. So I hope that was useful for you guys. If you liked it, feel free to drop me a like, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, Mezzo out.